Hi, and welcome to ESC Fan TV. Thank you for joining us this evening. What a fantastic night it's been. It's been the final Saturday, Super Saturday of Eurovision 2019 season. That's it. The national finals are done. It's the remaining internal selections left, and then it's the road to Tel Aviv. Not long now, only a couple of months away before we find out who is going to win the Eurovision 2019 trophy. But what about tonight? And what is our agenda for tonight? What are we going to get into? Don't go away. Stay with ESC Fan TV. It will be fire. Tonight's agenda, we will be talking Sweden, Melodifestivalen, of course. 12 songs this evening. And did the right song win? And what are Sweden's chances at Eurovision this May? Then we're going to get into some other countries. We're going to talk about Serhat and his chances for SanMarino this year. We are going to get into Duncan Laurence for the Netherlands with the song Arcade. We're going to talk Azerbaijan, who didn't qualify last year for the first time ever. Are they going to qualify this year? We're going to talk Ireland and possibly talk about the Swiss song, Have Switzerland Sent a Banger? But let's talk about Sweden. And before we do that, I'd just like to say, for those in the chat room, thank you for joining us this evening. Make sure you click the like button. Make sure you click subscribe. And for those who are watching on catch up, thank you for doing so. Do not forget, you can download our podcast on Spotify, on iTunes, on TuneIn, and on Stitcher at any time from Monday onwards. You can listen to us on your drive to work on Monday. So we have a couple of Swedish guys join us this evening, so I will say hello to Toby. Toby, thank you for joining us again. It's been a little while since we've seen you.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
It's our pleasure. So let me remind myself, you are a Swedish guy living in Lisbon, Portugal.
Yeah, that's right.
So on the basis of Linda Woodruff, welcome to the club. You are now officially a lesbian.
Thank you. It feels nice to be welcomed.
You are very welcome to be a lesbian at ESC Fan TV. So I also like to bring in Gustav. Gustav, thank you for joining us this evening.
Hello, it's nice to be back.
Yeah, so you were telling us earlier you went to the pre-party last night in Stockholm.
Yeah, I'm still a bit tired, if you say so.
Wow, it's been a big long day, big show this evening. Sweden have chosen this. So Gustav, start with yourself. What did you make of tonight's Melodifestivalen?
Oh, I can't get over that Nano got so many points from the juries. That was really shocking, and I had a couple of friends over also watching the show, and everyone was really surprised about that. So yeah, I think it showed also when we got the televotes, because he didn't score at all as well in the televotes.
And Toby, what did you make of the show and the spectacular the Swedish people put on this evening?
I think it was really interesting, but because I was thinking the same thing about Nano. I had no idea what was happening there. I thought it would actually be last on the evening, but it didn't. And I also thought that we would have more of a fight between lots of songs winning, and we had such a clear favorite amongst the public and amongst the international jury. They gave all their 12s to that song. So I think it's going to go very well in Eurovision.
How do you think the Melodifestivalen Final this year stacks up against previous years?
I would say there is a really good final. The last few years I was thinking, what are you doing basically? But this year has been really good. Last year was pretty good as well, but the years before that, from 2013 and onwards, it's been pretty bad, to be honest.
And Phil, Michelle, good evening to you both.
Hi. All right.
Thanks for joining us. So you've been watching the Melodifestivalen this evening. In fact, you've been joining us for most shows on a Saturday evening. You've managed to sort of keep going. It's a long 5 weeks, in fact, then the final on the 6th week. How have you found this Melodifestivalen experience for you?
I enjoyed it again. I don't know. I thought I was surprised at some of the songs that didn't do well, but you know, it's been okay. I don't want. I assume we're going to discuss the songs.
I don't know
individually, but
yeah, you shush now. I think there's been a good mix in the final. There was a good mix of songs. I was surprised by the jury voting all being so one way. I mean, who doesn't like a man band? I mean, what's that about? But I think it is long. It's very, very long. And I think they could cut it down. There's some songs that you just think they're just there for filler. But the final was a very good mix of different genres, different ages, different styles. And it's nice to see. You know, you get a good choice.
And I mean, 28 songs over the course of the 4 weeks plus the Andre Chanson and now the final, the 6th week. You know, do you think, because Sweden cut down from, someone remind me, 32 songs, I think, a while back, and it became 28 songs. Yeah, someone's nodding their head, so I guess I got that one right. You know, have Sweden got it right? You know, is this a competition that, you know, needs 28 songs, or could they theoretically reduce it even further?
I think they could. I mean, I think there were some songs that would definitely feel there were some older competitors who really weren't going to go anywhere. You know, they were just in there to sort of pad it out a bit, really. But yeah, it was good.
I don't know if, I know this is cynical. I don't know if because they travel around Sweden, I don't know if it's like a money-making exercise, because they fill arenas and people take their families and, you know, they really, really enjoy it. And I think if you were Swedish, you would take your family and you would, you know, you would enjoy it. And it goes on for weeks and weeks and weeks. So you can get a ticket, you can go and see it. Whereas as an outsider's sort of point of view, you think, oh, they're wasting a lot of time, you know. And I don't know if it's a British thing of wasting a lot of time. Whereas the Swedes, I suppose it's a bit dark and it's a bit wintry there now. It's something nice that they can do. And it probably does make the telly company a lot of money, because they fill a lot of bums on a lot of seats.
It's a lot of international audiences. I heard a rumor. I don't know whether Gustav or Toby can confirm or deny this, but I heard a rumor they're talking about doing the show in English next year. Is that something that you, Gustav, you've heard of, and is that something that you think could work?
That's not, I haven't heard of that at all, actually. So you caught me by surprise now.
I might have made it up. I may have misunderstood something, but I heard that rumor a while back. They were looking at it.
I don't think it would work because I don't think the Swedes would approve. We want our show in Swedish.
Yeah, and launch this day. Martin, this has been your first real year of Melodifestivalen, and we're trying to drag you along for the journey. What have you made of it?
Yes, I mean, it's made me actually physically watch it, doing this for vlog and vlogcast, to actually watch every single show, because normally I'd probably just watch the final. I wouldn't have bothered with any of the semi-finals, wouldn't have bothered with Andre Chanson. But yeah, it was interesting to watch it all. It was, as I suppose Phil Michelle was saying, some of the tracks did seem to be a bit, why have you bothered with this? But as you say, if they've got these so many shows, then you're going to have that many acts, and they've obviously chosen the best ones that they can find, and also to give a variety as well, because I'm assuming in Sweden there's a variety of people that watch it. It's not just a young person show, it's for all ages, so therefore some of the older viewers would like to see the 60, 70, 80-year-olds who have been from Melodifestivalen and Eurovision past. But yeah, it's been a good show, but you know, obviously in the end it wasn't that close, but yeah, it's there's some good music there, and I think probably half a dozen, I should think at least, of these songs would probably have won our national final, maybe more.
Yeah, I'm talking about the UK national
the UK
final.
one, yeah.
Toby, so let's talk about some of the songs now. Those who are listening on our podcast or watching on YouTube will be pleased to know we're not going to talk about all 12 songs. We did that on Wednesday, but we are going to talk about our favourites. And then we're going to get into the songs that we thought didn't do so well that should have. Toby, tell me about your favourites this evening, and what did you make of them?
I think Victoria and Hanna Ferm and Liamo was really the best songs. It was really strong, and it sounded like something that would really do well in Eurovision. but it's very hard to pick favorites this evening because I liked so many songs. I usually don't really like that many songs in Melodifestivalen in the final. That's why I thought that it would be more uncertain who would win and not be such a clear winner this evening.
Yeah, it's a bit of a landslide, really, wasn't it? It was pretty clear after the jury votes had been cast who was going to win. Oban, welcome.
Hello, Stuart.
How are you?
I'm very good, and I'm live.
Calling it from the Czech Republic this evening.
Yes, I am here in beautiful city of Prague, a friend of a friend's city.
Friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, right?
Yeah, that's a long, yeah, that one.
That one, yeah. Good. So tell us about your favourites in Melodifestivalen tonight.
Oh, I think if our viewers who watch our previous broadcast about Sweden would know that I'm a huge fan of Anna, and I was a huge fan of John. Not John, but John. I don't know if there's a different pronunciation, but song number 1 and song number 6.
John Henrik.
John Henrik Fahlgren.
Sorry?
John Henrik Fahlgren.
That one. That guy who's very ethnic, very different, diversity act, variety act that most probably put on purpose to this contest. I really wanted to see a non-Swedish pop song representing Sweden. It's like a mainstream Swedish song. It's just, we get it, you do it good, and this is what you're best at. But why don't you send something else every once in a while? Take a risk, do something different. I really wanted to see Anna, especially, or John Henrik. A little bit disappointed, but I'm not saying that John Lundvik is a bad, didn't deserve winning. He did deserve it, but so as many other acts in the semi-final. I wish that other acts would given a chance to represent Sweden every now and then. But yeah, so it's a good song. It's a good entry. Definite qualifier. Personally, I'm not happy, but as a Eurovision fan, I'm happy that Sweden is sending a very high quality song with a high quality performance.
So just to recap then, Cyprus and the Czech Republic would have given Anna Bergendahl 12 points this evening.
Definitely. A definite 12 points from Cyprus and Czech Republic.
That's
but
good.
Obviously, Cyprus did want the international jury, and we gave 12 points to John Lundvik.
As did everyone.
10 points to Victoria and 8 points to Nano, which, like, looking back to the history of Cyprus, sending songs like Replay or La 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 or Fuego and going for super ballad songs, and it's like, if you're very fond of, why we are sending so upbeat songs then? So I was hoping that Cyprus in this international jury voting would represent the Mediterranean culture rather than going like every other jury did tonight.
So what you're saying is the Mediterranean jury would have gone for a country song. That's what.
Well, upbeat at least. Something with a lively soul, like lively energy, you know. I would like to see that.
Yeah. Thank you. Mitchell, welcome all the way from Australia.
Hi, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How was Melodifestivalen for you?
Good. It was a long process. I will say with all the semi-finals, I think it's only forgiven because of how well they do it. You know, it's very well produced and it's enjoyable. And the final was really good. It was a good mix of people. There were like 7 that if they won, they could have done really well at Eurovision. But I think, yeah, my favorite from the beginning I heard him sing was John Lundvik, Too Late for Love. I think maybe it was a clear winner because the Swedish people after last year are scared of another Benjamin Ingrosso happening, that they just want to send one that they know will do really well. So, yeah, that's my take.
Thanks, Mitchell. I mean, let's bring Elliot in. Elliot, welcome.
Hello.
So we were chatting throughout the Melodifestivalen program this evening. What was the biggest shock for you?
The biggest shock for me, honestly, was either Nano doing as well as he did in the jury, getting second, because that song is just vapid mess in my eyes. Just nothing appeals to me about that song. And maybe John Henrik actually finishing last, because although it wasn't for me, this is a song I thought people would love. And, the last 2 years he's entered, John Henrik has done very well. He got second in 2017 and I think fourth or fifth with Invala Fullastrida, which was his best entry to date. Yeah. So I think they were my biggest shocks, to be honest. I was very surprised with them. And I was a bit shocked to see Malu finish last overall, because she's not someone I pegged to be last at all. I thought, current song, pop, she's got a good energy. Or maybe I'm just being bitter because I really enjoy I Do Me. I don't know.
And Toby, was it a shock to you that that Nano in the end did so well? Because going into the final, the sort of the voting stages, I mean, it was an expectation that we'd see Hannah Firmiliamo, John Lundvik, and probably Anna Bergendahl or Victoria as the sort of top four, and then to see Nano in there, was that a surprise to you as a Swede?
Yeah, as I said before, it was completely strange to me to see that in the top. I don't think anyone understand how the international jury would vote like that. I mean, it was the second to last according to the Swedish people.
Yeah, very strange voting this evening. With the exception of the winner, of course, which was a unanimous choice. Gustav, coming back to you. I mean, you've been a massive champion of Anna Bergendahl for the last few shows. You've been willing her along. John Lundvik will represent Sweden at Eurovision in May. How do you feel about that choice?
I mean, I'm completely fine with him representing us. It's not a bad song. It's actually quite good. It's not as good as Anna Bergendahl, but I can live with this choice. At least I had a favorite in the final this year. It's more than I had last year.
Yeah, okay. And Toby, back at you. John Lundvik is your act this year. How do you think he's going to do?
I think he might actually win, to be honest. I think he might do really, really well. Second or third place. I think he will end up in the top 5 without a problem.
So I was doing some number crunching, and I've noted that Sweden average out 5th or 5th in Eurovision over the last 10 years. So, is John Lundvik going to do better or worse than 5th, do we think? And I'm going to come to Phil and Michelle for this to start. How do you think John Lundvik is going to do when it comes to Eurovision? First of all, is he a qualifier?
Oh, definitely a qualifier, yeah. And I think it's probably top 10, but I don't think he'll win. It's okay. It's not a bad song. It's a nice enough song, but I don't think it stands out. Not like Iceland, for example. Oh. But you know what I mean? It's like, it's a nice enough song, pleasant enough. It's a good song, but it's not a great song.
Could anyone sing it now?
Hey, how you been? Sort of.
No, that's
Toby can. He's a singer.
Not like, I do. It's not a memorable song.
But I also think, I like, they ring the juries up from other countries and go, who do you think we should send? They're not going to go, do you know what? Let's send the best one. They're going to go, no, who's about 3rd or 4th? Yeah, go on. Yeah, not them. Give them 12 points. And then we've got a better chance.
Yeah, but the flaw in your plan. The flaw in your plan, Michelle, is that the Swedish people also sent John Lundvik to Eurovision.
Yeah, but you also have to remember that people, do you remember when I said that half the population are more stupid than you think? They're the people that vote stuff like this.
Well, maybe I can't speak for the Swedish people.
He did win. He did win the public vote.
It was a good song. It was great.
If I was on a jury doing something like this, you'd go, nah, don't pick best one. No. Go 3rd down so that it doesn't look too dodgy and we can get away with it.
It was a good song, but I don't think it's a great song.
No, it's not a winner.
And I think there are better songs in the competition.
I'm going. Where did Benjamin Dudar come last year?
It's Benjamin Ingrosso to finish 7th in the end.
I'm in 6th. I think he'll just outdo the creepy young lad from last year.
Martin, bring him in. John Lundvik. So we're going to talk about the connection with the UK in a minute, because there's a big, strong connection. UK and Sweden are like that now. You know, what is theirs is ours, and vice versa. What do you think that that John Lundvik will do when it comes to Eurovision? Is he a qualifier for you, and is he also a challenger?
Definite qualifier, no doubt about it, and definite contender for the win. And at the moment, don't know, there's probably a couple that might be better than that, but it's all staged brilliantly at the moment, as he's got it with the lighting and him. It's all focused on him with the backing singers. That's the one thing that I've seen from Melodifestivalen. You've more or less got your act, your staging set, ready for Eurovision, and you could almost take it to the Eurovision Song Contest and put it there, and it works. Whereas a lot of other countries are now going, oh God, what are we going to do about staging? Yeah, and it was perfect, really. Tonight, spot on. There wasn't really anybody else that was in contention with him. And at the moment, obviously, we haven't seen a lot of the staging with some of the entries that have come from other nations. And we know that the Netherlands are at the moment currently top, but we don't know how that's going to be staged, although he has sung it live and he was amazing. Yeah, we don't. I would say that Sweden are strong contenders to get their 7th win this year. Yeah,
yeah, could do. If you remember, right from the very start, I said Sweden will win Eurovision. That was before I heard Australia, but that's another story. Talking of Australia, let's go out to Australia and let's talk to Mitchell again. Mitchell, are the Australians going to vote for John Lundvik?
Well, yeah, the jury voted for Sweden last year anyway. I think this is one to really get behind. Yeah, I think it's very good. What do I think? It will definitely qualify. I think it'll definitely get a jury win. And I'm very curious to see if this is going to remain a trend. But for the past few years, we've had the televoters kind of look at jury votes as kind of teachers' pet entries. We've been defying the jury. And so for that, I'm not so sure if they could rebel with this song, but I think it has the potential to be a winner for sure.
And let's move to the Czech Republic / Cyprus. Hello, Oben.
Hey, it's me again. Dobrý večer.
Dobrý večer, my friend. Yeah, let's talk about John Lundvik. So Cyprus, we know they love a banger. You've sent Tamta, which is the same as Fuego. How are Cyprus going to react to John Lundvik for Sweden?
Well, I can say that we are in great debt to Sweden for the best result ever for Cyprus last year. And we are still carrying on with this collaboration with Swedish artists. So I'm sure Cypriot jury will give a high vote, not 12. You know, it's taken by law. Our 12 points.
I wonder who you're going to give that to.
It's the great mystery every year. So let's see what's going to be this year. So I'm sorry, Sweden. We cannot, by law, we cannot give you the 12 points. But I'm sure you get somewhere closer there. But I think Sweden will struggle with the televotes, because I think so far Eurovision fans seems like choosing a winner, a favorite, and it's also not an upbeat song. So there's Netherlands, there is Belgium, which is already seem kind of like in a one step ahead of Sweden in terms of the popularity among the fans. So I really don't think that Sweden will do again good with. I don't think they will do good with the televotes, but of course they're gonna do great with the juries.
So before I come back to Gustav and Toby again, I want to talk to Elliot. Elliot, there's a natural connection between the UK and Sweden now. We are now brothers. Yeah, our position together is cemented this evening. So we share a singer-songwriter in John Lundvik. John Lundvik co-wrote Bigger Than Us, also written by Laurel Barker. And can I just say, Laurel Barker did not make a national final this year in Sweden. Wow. She made everywhere else. Anyway, that's another story altogether. No Laurel Barker in Sweden. But John Lundvik will represent Sweden and also has written the song for the UK. is it fair to say both songs have a similar theme? And how will that play out in Tel Aviv?
First and foremost, yes, they're very similar because they're both heavily influenced with a gospel element as a backing. You know, both songs have a gospel moment, you know, and so they sound similar in aspect. Will it help or hinder Sweden or the UK? They need to be in separate halves, really. And I'm talking more from the UK point of view, because if the UK gone before Sweden, they'll see John Lundvik and forget about Michael. If Michael goes second, they'll say, that sounds like the Swedish song. Why have we just copied them? People might even see John Lundvik's name come up or be mentioned that he has wrote the song. And then they'll go, why have the UK picked a song which is the Swedish singer singing? So it doesn't look great for Michael at the minute when you've like taken into all those sort of like conspiracies and factors. I still prefer Bigger Than Us personally. And that's no national pride. John's a great singer. I'm happy John's won. This is not the song he should be going with. He should have gone with My Turn last year, I personally think. It will be interesting. If anything, hopefully, because of the connection now, you know, Sweden will look at the UK and the Nordic nations, and if this is what the Swedes like and why they have picked John, it could bode well. But also, the international juries put him so high. Maybe this is what the juries want to hear as well. And, you know, Cesar Sampson did win last year with a gospel song. So there's pros and cons to it. And we won't really know how it's going to play out until we get to Tel Aviv, because you can make a case positive and negative for either side.
And Toby, bringing you back in. Thanks, Elliot. Toby, bringing you back in. How do you think this is going to play out? Because they are similar in style. And as a musician yourself, you know, what's your opinion on how this may play into the Eurovision arena?
I think the production is a bit different anyway, and I think the gospel is much more stronger in the Swedish one, and it is really a hallelujah moment that is happening in the Swedish song at the end. So I think it actually, no matter if it's before in the British song or after it, it will probably be considered to be stronger anyway. But I really like the British song as well, but I don't really see it being as strong. But I think it will be well.
So I think maybe a factor is where the two countries start. So if they're both in the second half of Eurovision, that could be a problem. If one's in the first, one's in the second half, maybe that will help. Maybe the UK need to be in the second and Sweden need to be in the first to give the UK more of a chance, because I kind of agree with you. I think maybe the Swedish song is better than Bigger Than Us, but I know Elliot disagrees. Coming to Gustav, just heard, thank you, Elliot, for our stats man today. Sweden have got in at 6th in the fan community scoreboard. What is your sort of thoughts on the comparison between the UK and Sweden this year?
I think that Sweden has a better song.
I mean, that's pretty definitive.
Yeah. I sort of think that John is a better performer than Michael, and also John has these lovely ladies, the mamas as he call them, who they lift him up so much, and I don't think Michael has that. So yeah. I think it's going to. Sweden has a better performance. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're there with Sweden. We're going to go through talk to the panel one final time, ask them their prediction for Sweden. We're assuming Sweden are going to qualify to the final. Seems a dead cert at the moment. Where are Sweden going to finish at Eurovision in the final? Elliot, I'm going to come to you first. Prediction from yourself, please.
Second in jury, second in televote.
Second. Okay, so a real close runner-up there. I'm going to come to the two Swedish guys last. Martin, where do you think they're going to come?
Possible winner, definite top 3.
It could be going back to Stockholm or Gothenburg or somewhere in Sweden next year. Phil and Michelle, you're shaking your heads as though it's a no from you, but I'm keen to know what you actually think.
I'm going to go definitely top 10, probably 5th or 6th.
I'd just like to say that if you write 2 songs and you keep one for yourself, you're not giving a good one away, are you? And they're going to come 6th.
You mean we got the wooden spoon? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you're not going to give your good one away, are you? Pointless.
Mitchell, Mitchell, what do the Australians think? Where are we going for Sweden?
I think top 3.
Yeah, top 3. And Oban, Cyprus, Czech Republic.
I think my prediction is for Sweden, not for John. I think Sweden will do as a country a top 10. I think that John will have no play in this.
Yeah, well, they usually get top 10. They're averaging out, top 5, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna do top 10, and I don't think that John will bring an extra point on top of it.
Okay, let's speak to Toby. Toby, what are your thoughts on your own country? Where do you expect Sweden to finish?
I think at least top 5, but it is probably going for the win.
Yeah,
it might actually win. The last few years, like from 2016 and onwards until this year, I've been thinking, what the hell are we sending basically? But this year, I really think that even I like it. It wasn't even one of my favorites, but I had many favorites tonight.
Can I just say you were right about Dolly Style? I should have listened to you from the original show we did together. Yeah, no Dolly Style. It's really surprised me, because Dolly Style actually were in the top 10 in the Swedish charts the week after. Weird that they didn't make it through. Let's go to Gustav. Gustav, what are your predictions?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that we are going to get 5th. Like we usually do. It's a good spot, and I think we could stay there this year too.
Okay, and let's have a look at the chat room. So I think by looking at the chat room, David Ray's saying top 5, Joanne saying top 3. Yeah, I think we're pretty pretty consistent there that Sweden are going to have a really good Eurovision this year and potentially go on to win. I'm just going to open it up to the panel before we move on. Are there any questions anyone has or anyone wants to ask? I think Mitchell, you had a question, did you? Are you on mute?
Yeah, I was just thinking that I thought the only thing that I would critique was that his clothing was very basic. Not like basic, but very kind of Nordic, simplistic, and just black shirt, black pants. And I thought maybe going into Eurovision, I'd put like a glitter jacket on or something, but that would be my only thing I would change probably. And also when he sang the high note this time, he didn't sing it actually the note, he sang it like in a harmony, and I was like, no, just either do your point thing you did last time or sing the actual note.
I think the clothing is very Caesar Samson, isn't it? Caesar Samson from last year.
Yeah.
Very similar staging and style.
He needs to write Caesar Samson and Symphonics International a thank you note tonight.
Well, it worked for them. And, the UK have tried to go that route and Sweden are going that route. So, maybe it'll see Sweden get their 7th win. All right, so let's move on. That's Sweden. Thanks for those in the chat room and all your comments. We are going to move to the tiny principality of San Marino. San Marino ascending Serhat for the 2nd time. Is Serhat coming for Valentina's record? 54-year-old Turkish singer Serhat represented San Marino back in 2016 with the song I Didn't Know. He narrowly missed out on qualification. He came 11th, which is actually a really good result for San Marino. They usually do far worse than that, with the exception of their one final place with the song Maybe from Valentina back in 2014. His song is Say Na Na Na. It's a bit bonkers. It's very Serhat. He's written and composed it. Phil and Michelle, I'm going to come to you first. I've got this feeling you're going to love this one.
I love Serhat. I mean, Stockholm was our big. It wasn't our first Eurovision, but it was our big Eurovision when we did the whole thing, and we were stood on the red carpet, and Serhat just glided down. He was like in a little world of his own.
He took his time, just went. Everybody overtook him as he went. All right.
But I think everyone fell in love with Serhat that week.
I love him.
Yeah, and this is a better song than I know. And I really do hope he qualifies. I mean, he's not a winner, but he's great and he deserves to be there. And I just hope he gets to the final because I think he's fantastic.
Well, there's something about Serhat when you see him and when you meet him. There's something about him. I'm on my 2nd husband now. I could easily be on my 3rd husband. It's not a problem, He is like super cool. I don't know if I'm too old for him or what, but you never know. But I liked it. I thought it was a nice, catchy song. But I did write down, you can't win Eurovision with a na 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 chorus.
To be fair,
I think that's the problem. His chorus is na 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 na.
And to be fair, he's not the most versatile singer. He's not got the greatest range, has he? But,
top 10. Top 10, and I would.
Yeah.
I'm going to move on because I'm partially because I want to talk to Oban, but also I'm kind of a bit scared. Oban, you love Serhat. You were introduced to Serhat in 2016. Tell us why Serhat is going to qualify.
Look, I'm not sure if he's going to qualify, but I'm going to tell you why he has to qualify. This is why. This guy doesn't do Eurovision because he needs a boost in his career, because he needs to become famous. He has a career. He achieved things in his life and his career. He is doing Eurovision because he loves Eurovision. You watch his interviews, you listen to him talking about Eurovision, and every time you look at into his eyes, you see that his eyes are glowing every time he talks about Eurovision. He loves this whole world of Eurovision, and he gets it. He gets the fact that Eurovision is a massive party that all European nations comes together, and all he wants to do just to give a fun 3 minutes all that he can do for the European public. And he does it, and he did it again. And I am so obsessed, and I have been singing the song all day long. I was walking in the streets of Prague. I was just yelling to the strangers, say na na na, say na na na. And I'm just like, I was just so happy all day long. I was happy thanks to Serhat. And it was old school, it was classy, it was tasty. I just love it, Stuart. I just love it. I can't help it. I just love it.
You love it so much, we've actually just lost your visual, Oban. I can only imagine what you're doing behind that screen of that.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry. My button gave an error. I was just doing this.
Yeah, I thought you might be doing some kind of hand movement, but I wasn't prepared to comment.
Yeah, okay.
We get that you love Serhat. We're going to come back for your predictions shortly. Gustav, Serhat in Eurovision again, what does it mean to you?
It's something, at least. To be honest, I'm not that keen on the song, but I love the music video. I'm watching it for the music video over and over and over again.
It's a bit bonkers, isn't it?
It is. It's gold.
Yeah, you got to have something like that in Eurovision. Eurovision was looking a bit too grown up this year.
Yeah.
Or Serhat came along. So God bless Serhat. And finally, Elliot, Serhat, is he a qualifier? Are we going to have a party with Serhat in Tel Aviv?
I actually think he can qualify, yes. He stands a chance, purely because he's in the second half. It's him or Estonia are closing the show. You would want to go with Serhat because it's a bit more bonkers, and if that's the lasting impression of the semi-final, people are going to vote for it, and people love Serhat, and he came 12th with a much worse song. I'm not the biggest fan of Say Na Na Na, but you can't help it puts a smile on your face for those 3 minutes, and that's the important thing when people see it for the first time. It's crazy, it's bonkers. People want Serhat in the final, they want SanMarino in the final. I see him there. But if he does beat the UK, I may just cry on Saturday night.
Well, that's odds on now, isn't it, if he qualifies?
If their song beats us, I will be upset. But until then, I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, so we won't do position at Eurovision. Let's worry about qualification first. Is he a qualifier for you or a non-qualifier? I think I know your answer, but tell us anyway.
Yeah, on the televote, he'll get through.
He'll get through. Even semi-final 1 is a tough semi. You still think he'll qualify?
Yeah, because semi-final 1 is where you've got all the songs in a different language and they're all a bit abstract and out there and a bit, for lack of a better word, bananas. Whereas this is just fun, camp, easy to process. It's great.
Yeah. Gustav, is he a qualifier for you or a non-qualifier?
Yeah, he's a qualifier for me too.
Wow, it's a lot of love for Serhat. Martin, I've got a feeling you might give a different reaction to Serhat. Is he a qualifier or a non-qualifier for you?
Well, looking at semi-final 1, I'd definitely say no. just purely because there's lots of things in there that people are going to go, oh, I hate this, or I love it. But it's got at least 3 of the Marmite songs this year in that semi-final with Australia, Iceland, and Portugal, and people are probably going to go, I'm going to vote for it definitely because they like it, and therefore it's songs like that they're going to be ahead of him. Tamta's going to be ahead of him. Lake Malawi's going to be ahead of him. I think Joci Papai wouldn't be surprised if even Poland is ahead of him. So I think he might be sort of 11th, 12th, 13th, but I think he's probably not going to make it.
And Phil and Michelle, I suspect you're a qualifier.
I can't believe what rubbish Martin is spouting.
No, yeah, I think he'll qualify. He'll qualify.
I think anybody with a man bum knows he's going to qualify. See? Yeah, see?
So we're going qualification.
You can buy me a drink in May when it's wrong.
It'll be a very expensive drink in Tel Aviv from all the prices I'm seeing. Mitchell, is Serhat a qualifier in Australia?
No. I don't think people. I think it's weird on the fan clubs on Facebook and everything. They love Serhat, everything, but then you look at like the viewership and stuff on things, and it's not very high anyway. I must say, it's a much better effort than last time. I felt like last time he looked like he was drugged on stage and was like not really sure what was going on. This time he actually looks more conscious and happy, and but yeah, Roger, I like the song better for sure. I love the music video. I still think live he won't really project so much of this, you know, personality that well, he'll have the personality but not the greatness that we hear in the studio. But yeah, I'd be interested. I think it might just miss the final.
Might just miss out again. Same sort of result. Toby, what do you think?
About Serhat,
yeah, about Serhat.
I think he might not qualify, but I'm not really sure because he's kind of in between. He might just qualify and then he'll end up amongst the last.
Yeah, it'd be great to have him in the final, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
we need a party song in the final. Yeah, we're going to get plenty actually, but we need a Serhat party. That's what we need. Mitchell's just posted a little message to say it'd be great to see SanMarino win Eurovision. Yeah, like that will never happen. Oh, but
only because I'm keen on the logistics. How would they host it? They'd have to go to Italy or something.
Don't get me started. We haven't come to Australia yet. We'll have that conversation another time.
Yes.
Oben, you're a big fan of Serhat. No doubt he's going to qualify in your eyes.
I mean, what I want, yes, I want him to qualify. I would disagree with Martin in terms of him being on the semi-final one. I think the semi-final one is rather easy one. And the second thing is that I think Serhat is a song that everybody will enjoy, that 3 minutes. But when it comes to voting, there's so many parameters in an equation before voting. People will vote for neighbors, for their native countries, or the language that they understand. So when it comes to voting, I'm not sure if he's going to gather any points for any reasons, but I'm sure that everybody will enjoy that 3 minutes.
So I think we summarise by saying Serhat's going to be a party. We're going to love Serhat. We're going to have fun with Serhat. We're a bit hit and miss on whether we qualify. Some are saying say no, that's for sure. Some are saying yes. Moving on to Netherlands. So the Netherlands have taken part in Eurovision 59 times. 50 of them they've gone direct to the final. In the last 10 years, they've only qualified 50% of the times they've taken part. However, this year they have sent Duncan Laurence with the song Arcade. He's 24. He's a singer-songwriter. It's a haunting, mesmerizing, enchanting, emotional tale written about losing the one that you love and attempting to recapture that person. What do we think of Arcade? And Elliot, I think we're going to come to you first. What's your view on this song? And is it a potential qualifier and potential challenger at Eurovision?
Well, when I first heard the song, it wasn't for me at first. It kind of like just washed over me. And I did need 2 or 3 listens and really hone in on the lyrics to realize this is a beautiful song. This is the first song I heard where I think it can win Eurovision. It's definitely qualifying. I mean, let's not even try and entertain will it, won't it? It's going through to the final. It's sailing through on the jury score. And I legitimately think we could be off to the Netherlands next year because this is powerful. This is a very powerful song.
Toby, as a music writer and a singer-songwriter of yourself, is this the type of song that's right up your street? Do you really like the Netherlands this year?
I kind of like the Netherlands, but I don't really think that it's a winner. The problem with this kind of song is that it's a very usual kind of radio song at the moment. So it might just be forgotten. It's not really doing anything particular for me. It might do well if people actually notice it, but I don't really think that they will notice it as much as people think.
And for those who've watched the video, it's kind of a naked guy that's rolling around in the water in the sea. Just to clarify, we got a question around what it actually all means. The surface of the water stands for hope. The naked body stands for vulnerability, and the rebirth stands for hope. Martin, is this a song that could win Eurovision?
When I watched the official video, first of all, it didn't really, I thought, yeah, this is good, but it didn't really grab me. But yesterday on YouTube, there was a Dutch, I don't know, it's a chat show or whatever, and he did a live version with strings and sort of, orchestral instrumentation. And his voice is absolutely amazing. It takes about 15-20 seconds to get into it. But once he kicks into the main part of the song, his voice is amazing. And I could see this doing really well, but I think it's going to depend on how it's staged as to how well it grabs people. Because his voice is amazing, is superb, and it's better to hear it live than listen to it on the video. But it's going to be all down to the staging. I mean, it's the favourite at the moment. I'm not quite sure how it's the favourite at the moment, but yeah, I think it'll become clear during the rehearsals in Tel Aviv as to how well this will do in the final, because it's going to qualify. Because it's, looking at semi-final 2, I'd be pretty surprised if this doesn't sail through.
Thanks, Martin. Mitchell, what do Australia think of Netherlands' chances this year? Is this a haunting, mesmerising tale that the Australian people are enjoying?
I can't speak for the Australian people, but for me, I don't get it. I wish I did, but I'm surprised at all the hype. But maybe I'm with Martin. I wanted to hear a live performance. I thought that would really make me decide what I thought, and so I'll definitely have a look at that Dutch performance. But yeah, and staging and stuff like that, I didn't hate the song. I thought, okay, nice song, but I'm surprised it's at the top of people's list because I just thought it was a meh song for now.
Well, the Netherlands finished 18th last year. They qualified from the semi-final, finished 18th in the final. Do we think they're going to go higher or lower than 18th this year? And if you go lower, it can also mean they haven't qualified. Elliot, going to start with you.
Higher.
Would you like me to repeat the question?
Sure, why not?
The Netherlands, are they going to go higher or lower than the 18th position that they scored in last year's final?
Higher.
Higher. Good man. Gustav.
Yeah, this is the winner. That's it.
This is the winner. Wow.
Yeah, this is all I want in a Eurovision song. This is the winner.
Even with Sweden this evening, you'll go in the winner.
Yeah, it's beat Sweden all the way.
Wow. Martin.
Yeah, I'd have it higher than 18th. Hearing his voice and potentially what they could do with it, it could be I could see this being sort of top 5.
Yeah, this could be another calm before the storm, couldn't it? And actually just race forward and finish in the top 3. Phil and Michelle, I feel you're going to give a different view.
I am, because I think a lot of people have already said, one or two people have said that they didn't get it first listen and it took 2 or 3 lessons, and that is death in Eurovision, because most people will listen to this song for the first time and they won't get it. And I didn't. I heard this song for the first time, and I didn't get it.
Yeah, there was even a bare arse in the video, and I still didn't get it. I'm going with 18th, Stick. I'm going with Stick.
So you're still going qualify?
Well, yeah, they're going to qualify. Yeah.
But I don't think
I'd love to get the ferry. You know, if I thought I could ring up and one vote would make the difference and I could get the ferry and go there, it's not gonna. It's miles down the scoreboard.
Thank you very much. Mitchell, what do you make of their chances?
What did Eugene come? Can anyone remember?
Oh, yes, I've got that somewhere. Eugene, where did they come? 11th.
Well, it'd have to be lower than Eugene, I think. If Eugene could get 11th, there's no way. I don't know. I think the hype might go away as we get onto this competition.
Yeah, so Eugene, who was their 2017 representative? I can't remember. But Eugene.
Eugene.
Let me ask that again. Who was their 2016 participant?
Bob, wasn't it?
Oh, Bob, yeah.
Bob, yeah. They finished 11th. Same position year after each other. Birds finished 9th the year of 2013, and Calm Before the Storm finished 2nd in 2014. So you think they're going to do poorer than Eugene?
Yeah, I wouldn't qualify them for now. This song, I bet, in 1 month, I might change my mind, but it might be a grower song. But for now, I couldn't see. And like Phil and Michelle said, I think people will watch this and forget it. It would have to do the placement in the competition would have to be a pretty good place to perform at to do well.
Oban, what are your thoughts?
Stuart, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be nice. It's a good quality song, right? He's a great vocalist. The song is too moody for me, and I think it make me realize when I'm looking at the betting odds right now, it make me realize that I don't belong to these years to live. I stuck late 1990s, early 2000. I cannot believe the transformation from Come On Everybody Dance, I Wanna, Every Way That I Can, Wild Dancers, My Number One, and then now we are here, Arcade, discussing Arcade winning or not winning. This is not my time, I think, and this is not my winner, but I do understand that young people, moody generation, is very fan of this song.
Replay. Anyway.
Replay. This is what I'm talking about.
Young people, how old are you, Oban?
My soul is a lot older than my body.
I have to say, this is the kind of music that I would listen to outside of Eurovision season. So for me, it works perfectly. It's a mix of both. It's music to my ears. And finally, Toby.
I think that it actually might qualify. But yeah. I think it will end up maybe top 10 to 15. Not really anything that will win.
Yeah.
But it will qualify surely.
Okay, so I think we're saying that Netherlands are going to qualify. We're slightly unsure of whether they're a challenger or an also-ran. It's not to everyone's taste by the sound of things. The bookies, however, Martin, correct me if I'm wrong, but as of before Melodifestivalen, they were leading the bookies with Russia second.
Yeah, they're still 3-1. Russia is now going out. Sweden's coming in. They're both about 4 or 5-1.
Yeah, thank you. Then we've got time for a couple more countries. We're going to move to Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan didn't qualify last time. The first time in their 11 entries to Eurovision, they failed to qualify with the song "Cross My Heart." Didn't see that one coming. Isol finished 11th in her semi-final. I might have some trouble pronouncing this. Is it Chingiz or Kingis? Can someone tell me? Elliot, you should know. Is it Chingiz?
What makes you think I can speak as them?
I got this feeling you might be better informed than I. Chingiz.
I would say Chingiz, but
it's Chingiz.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's great. Chingiz with the song Truth. We're going, not Truth. That's a tongue twister on its way, isn't it? Don't do that if you've had a drink. Chingiz with the song Truth. It's an up-tempo pop. He's 27 years old. He won Azerbaijani Pop Idol some years ago. It's contemporary. It's radio friendly. What do we think of Truth? Come to you first. Mitchell, what are your thoughts on the song Truth by Azerbaijan?
I thought this was a really strong, powerful song. It has a sophisticated hook. I love the shut up part. This is, if you're angry, this is a song that you would listen to. And it's interesting. It's kind of an alternative yet clubby song. I kind of match it to Imagine Dragons, that kind of sound, if you're into that. So I think it appeals to quite a few different people, which is always handy. And I liked in the middle, they even added a cultural Azerbaijani motive. They just like snuck that in there like they do. So that was really good. I like this song. I don't love this song, but I like this song.
It's got a good songwriting pedigree, this. It was written by Borislav Milanov, who wrote If Love Was a Crime for Bulgaria, and also Beautiful Mess for Christian Kostov. So, you know, there's some really good pedigree here.
And the jury hear those names and it's like, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Phil and Michelle, are you loving Azerbaijan?
I really did like this song, actually. I was surprised. I mean, the official video is a little bit bonkers, but that's a good thing. And I like the song, and I think with a good staging, if they can keep the sort of alternative, slightly bonkers sort of theme to it, it'll do really well. It'll certainly qualify, and I hope it does really well because I like this song.
Apparently, he's a flamenco singer. I mean, I must admit, in fact, I can't pronounce his name. Probably tells you I know very little about Chingiz or Chingiz. We'll have to confirm that some other time. He's a flamenco singer, so this is a departure from what he's used to. Oban, does it work for you? Is Azerbaijan going to qualify in 2019?
I think they should. I think this song deserves it as well. I mean, if you're this part of the world, you know that Azerbaijan is a country of, you know, musically talented people. They have a good culture of music. They're very sophisticated musically, and they definitely have a good taste.
Sorry, for those listening on podcast, Michelle's just dropped one.
No, Bill dragged the wire because he's gone for a wee, and I was going, "Oh, I'm dead sorry." It was on the floor.
Lovely.
I picked it down. I don't know, it's fine. Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. There we go.
Sorry, apart
Oban.
from you, darling.
You were saying something there about Azerbaijan before.
So I was just saying that Azerbaijan has a sophisticated musical culture, and definitely they put a lot of work into this song. Video clip is a little bit of mix of Portugal's golden face print and Duncan's underwater, shots, and then Benjamin Ingrosso's high notes, but it's definitely a sophisticated, well thought out, lyrically, musically. I think it's a very high quality song, and I think they deserve to qualify.
So Elliot, is this an upgrade on Cross My Heart from last year?
Yes, because Cross My Heart sounded like it was taken from 2006. It was dire and generic pop, and that's why it did so badly. So yeah, it's an upgrade. It still sounds very commercial. It sounds very American. It's the first thing I wrote down when I heard it. It sounds very much like an American mainstream song. It's fine. It's there. It's enjoyable for the 3 minutes it's on, but I'm not loving it. I like it, but I don't love it.
So the song Truth is about a dishonest, toxic relationship, and the song explores the story of one partner who betrays the other, leaving them with questions to ask about their relationship. That's what it says on Eurovision.tv about the song. Lots of interesting stuff there, very deep. Also, another point around of this song is that Borislav Milanov has a great record, as we've said. But in terms of results, Christian Kostov with Beautiful Mess came second, and Polly did really well with If Love Was a Crime. Is this going to repeat the success of those two songs? And we're going to go through the panel, just get their view on whether it's a qualifier and whether it's a contender. Elliot, we'll start with yourself.
we also need to remember he wrote In Too Deep and Dance Alone, which both crashed out in that same semi-final. So his track record isn't perfect. Qualifying, I will say yes. Challenging, no. It's going to finish mid-table, I think, in the final.
And Gustav.
Yeah, I would say around 15, 16 in the final. It will qualify, but it's nothing. It's nothing like Beautiful Mess or If Love Was a Crime. So in the middle.
I think maybe we've upgraded as well, all the other countries. Martin, what's your take on this one?
Yeah, I think it probably will qualify, but I think it might only just do. I think Isol would have qualified last year. She had actually sung perfectly basically in Lisbon, because it was a bit off every time I saw her sing live. It sounded off. This should do. It's an interesting song. It's a good song. I don't think it's going to. I think it probably will just about get through. I don't think it's going to do a huge amount. It probably will be sort of lower mid-table.
Michelle, I won't ask Phil because I don't really want to hear noises from the bathroom. So we'll ask you on your own. What do you think this will do?
I think it's a quali, but yeah, again, it's mid-table. It's not going to scare anybody.
Thank you. And Mitchell?
Qualifier, I think it will be at the bottom of the left board somewhere on the final.
Yeah, so sort of 10th, 11th, that kind of range. Open.
I think I was going to say it's going to be the right side, on the top of the right side of the scoreboard. Definite qualifier as well for me.
And finally, Toby.
I think the problem with the song, to be honest, is that it kind of they master it really strangely, so it sounds like it has no dynamics at all. But if they actually arrange it better in the final, it could actually be top 10. But it has to be a good staging as well. So I would say that it will qualify and might make top 10, but not probably winner. I would say between top 5 or top 6 or top 10, somewhere around there.
Thank you, Toby. So our panel are saying Azerbaijan will qualify in 2019 and most probably will finish around mid-table in the Eurovision final. So we're going to move on to Switzerland now. We'll see if we've got time for one more after, but we're definitely going to cover Switzerland. Switzerland have sent a banger this year, completely out of left field. No one was expecting Switzerland to send Dirty Dancing. Okay, it's not called Dirty Dancing. It should be called Dirty Dancing. That's its real title. 58 times Switzerland have taken part in Eurovision. They made their debut in the first ever Eurovision, of course, winning it with Lise Acer with the song Refrain back in 1956. They've not won since, except for 1988 when the wonderful, fantastic Celine Dion won with that very famous song, Ne Partez pas sans moi.
1 point difference.
I know, yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah, I remember that Eurovision very, very well. The song Scott Fitzgerald with Go was robbed. That wasn't really. Definitely the right winner. Anyway, last year was Zibs with Stones, finished 13th in the semi-final, didn't qualify. This year, Switzerland have gone for Luca Hänni, who won Deutschland Sucht der Superstar, which is Germany's equivalent of Pop Idol. I'm going to come to Elliot. Elliot, tell us about Switzerland.
Well, Switzerland have been known really as they're just their country. You know, they don't have many neighbours. Well, they do have neighbours. They don't have many friends and whatnot because of their quote-unquote political sense. They're very neutral, and I think that's hurt them in the contest. And they don't send songs of impact since Sibolta. Well, this is where it's all been going, clearly, because this song has so much impact and drive from first listen. I love this. You know, it's right on my standard. You know, Latin pop with a massive drop. I absolutely adore it. The fans have wanted Luca for years, so he's finally going. He did the points in 2017, so he's been in the Eurovision realm before-ish. He's a great performer if you watch his live stuff. He doesn't like to wear a closed-up shirt, I've noticed. He's either got it open or topless, so that's something to look forward to in the semi-final. Yeah, this is an absolute, for lack of a better word, banger with so much impact and drive that you can't help but move to it and dance to it. And I think this is a pure contender for the televote win, to be honest, because people are going to love it. It's It's so good. I love it. It's my favourite song so far.
And just in reference to the open top, Elliot, just remind you what Lyndon Woodruff said earlier. Let's make Eurovision straight again. And we're going to come straight to...
Good luck.
We're going to come straight to Phil and Michelle. Switzerland this year, are they going to qualify?
I'm the public, and I don't like it.
I thought it was okay, but it wasn't great. You know, it was a nice enough upbeat song. It got a bit repetitive. No, yeah.
I've written, it's just dull, boring, forgettable. I'd forgot it before it even got to the end.
That's it, is it?
I did. I forgot what had happened before it even got to the end.
Yeah. I thought you were going to like this. I had a feeling you were going to like this. I guarantee you'll be dancing to this in Tel Aviv.
I was in a right bad mood though, so it depends really, doesn't it? You know?
And Toby, what do you make of Luca Hänni's "She Got Me"? Is this a song that could do well, do you think, in Eurovision?
I think we need a party song, and it feels like this might be it. So I might actually think that it would reach top 5 maybe, or close to top 5 at least. I think it will be a song that kind of surprises people.
Yeah, it could be a contender, couldn't it? Really could. Mitchell, are you a fan of Switzerland? Can you see this doing well?
Can anyone remember Miss Kiss Kiss Bang from Germany?
Yes.
I feel like it has a similar vibe, but this one is pretty good. I like it. I like the Dirty Dancing hook, and it's just a fun song, and it's sophisticated. I think if the televote get on board with this, I think the jury will give it a pretty high vote as well, so it could end up doing really well. And just staging, it's all up to great staging. I think it's got the potential to do really well.
You know, we mentioned Laurel Barker earlier. You know, we said that she wasn't in the Swedish final this year, and she hasn't been in, you know, she didn't make it, but she's been in every other national final. Guess what? She wrote this song.
No way!
She wrote this song. Yeah, she's written this. How many songs has Laurel Barker written this year for Eurovision? We must be at least 3 now.
She's definitely got 3, definitely in Tel Aviv, because she's got this song, she's got the UK, and she's got Germany. Outside of this, I'm pretty sure she had another song in Romania. I'm pretty sure, and 1 or 2 others. And I think she's been in a few. So they just need all 3 sat in a line. Otherwise, we're going to have a shot like tonight at Melfest. We saw Thomas Giersen walking from table to table, which was quite hysterical.
Yeah, and we saw Frederick Schemper tonight. I wondered what happened to him. But he finally found his way back to Melodifestivalen.
But it did make me laugh, because when I first heard She Got Me, I messaged you, Stuart, and say, I think Laura Barker wrote this song. And then lo and behold, the songwriters came up and there was her name. I was like, yeah. Knew it. It sounds like her sort of song.
By the way, I'm not dissing Laura Barker. I like her work. And the fact she's going around Europe as a songwriter, I think is fantastic. I think, you know, many should learn from Laura Barker. And she's doing it. She's absolutely doing it. Is she Danish or is she American or what?
Canadian.
Oh, I didn't get that right, did I? Canadian. She's Canadian Danish or just Canadian?
Don't know.
I think I still like Stones the most.
Sorry, Mitchell.
I still think I like Stones last year the most out of all her songs, but I also really like Bigger Than Us. Bigger Than Us and Stones would be my favorite of hers.
Yeah. So just wrap up on Switzerland. How's Switzerland going to do? Qualifier, challenger, Elliot?
Qualifier, yes. Potential top 5.
And good stuff.
I hate this song, so it's probably going to do really well. So top 5.
Martin, what are your thoughts?
Qualifier, but then of course it hasn't really got to do much since they've only qualified twice in 12 years. Probably, I reckon it could do about the same as Savolta, which is sort of 13th.
Yeah. Switzerland don't really do that well if they do qualify, do they? Let's come to Phil and Michelle. Phil and Michelle, what are your thoughts?
I think it'll qualify, but I don't think it'll do very well in the final.
I think they're going to realise how bad it is and even bother turning up.
Mitchell?
I was thinking 10th place, but now you've put Laura Barker's name to it. I think it'll come 5th.
You think it'll come 5th? You think it's a banger on its way to the top? Brilliant. Open.
Stuart, I think it's gonna qualify. It's a good song, and I love the song, but I think there's a little bit concern. It's not gonna make sense because this song would make more sense if it representing Cyprus, Greece, Spain, but now it's Switzerland. It just doesn't make sense to me. But it's a good song.
Oban, you can't take every dance song and keep it as your own.
Sorry.
Although it does also have a little bit of fuego to it, I have to say.
I mean, speaking of fuego 0.2, that instrumental, it's so fuego. I mean, I'm just saying.
Which is Swedish. Just let me point that out.
Yeah.
Not Cypriot. It's Swedish, and she's Canadian, but lives in Denmark. I'm sure that's the case. Toby, are you a fan of this song? And how's it going to do for you?
I actually answered that before. Top 5, maybe.
I'm paying attention. Thanks for that. Thanks for reminding me. There we go. So Switzerland could do really well. Could be a top 5 from our panel this evening. I think we've probably got time for one more song, and then we'll let our guests go. Ireland have done terribly over the last few years, except for last year. Last year they qualified, came 16th with the song by Ryan O'Shaughnessy. Ireland have taken part 52 times at Eurovision, qualified to the final 45 times, but rarely since the semi-finals have they made it. So this year they've sent 22 is the song by Sarah, I've forgotten her surname, Sarah McTernan. Thank you. Sarah McTernan with the song 22. It's sort of country pop, isn't it? Is it not, Elliot? And
yeah, it's got a real country pop indie vibe to it, which I really like, actually. I remember Sarah because last year she entered 1 in 360. Yes. She didn't get through, but she was on the first day and she was leading the Hearts after the first day because she did a cover of Eye of the Storm from the Icelandic selection. So she has a really unique, amazing voice. I like this song. It's just not competitive. It's nice. It's a pleasant song. It's cute, but it's nothing that makes you grab onto it and make you, I love this in a competitive sense. And she's in a semi-final where her entire half, apart from Switzerland, is female ballads, all females. So she's going to have a tough time, I feel.
Martin, the Irish people are desperate to do really well at Eurovision, a bit like the UK people, in fact. But is this going to be their year?
No, I must admit, I'm sort of agreeing with Elliot there. Also got John Lundvik in the same half of the semi-final. I like it. I really liked it. I don't know how it's going to sound live. I mean, I'm assuming she's quite a good live singer because she did all right. Was she in The Voice of Ireland or something like that?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. So and she got quite a long way. So I'm assuming she does the business live. But yeah, I like listening to it. But yeah, as Elliot says, I'm not sure it's going to stand out in any way, shape or forms. So therefore, it's probably not going to make it through, unfortunately. Or if it does, it will get there just sort of a bit like 10th qualifier.
Thank you, Martin. Gustav, Ireland's only top 10 place in the last 12 Eurovision Song Contests have been Jedward back in 2011. Is this a song that has the chance to make top 10 at Eurovision for you?
No, it has no chance at all. It's a good song. I like it, but it's less than last year, and last year should have been in top 10. So no.
And I open this up to the panel because we're coming to a close now. Is there anyone on the panel that thinks this can be top 10? Oh dear.
Awkward silence.
Yeah, awkward silence. I really like it though. I really like it. I like it in the same way I like the Netherlands. So there's no point in me going to Phil and Michelle.
Oh no, that's cute. I'd just like to say that it's no dust in the turkey.
It's definitely not. Yeah, thankfully Ireland have moved on from that now. They've even moved on from Jedward. But,
why?
Well, I mean, last year's song was really good, right? And they did really well. But they were in fact, going into the final, weren't they one of the favourites at one point?
They shot up to third in the odds afterwards.
Yeah.
I think that's all the media coverage about Hoon on TV and everything, giving them a lot of exposure. But yeah, they shot right up.
Yeah.
Really?
And
but sadly
yeah,
finished 16th.
Ireland last year, I think the staging was better than the song. I think the song on its own was a bit bland, but when you put it with the staging, it was brilliant. It was absolutely beautiful, and it came across lovely. But the song on its own was shite.
And I think I know why you like this compared to the Dutch song, because it is wrote by a Dutch team. When you look at the names and find their back catalogue, it's done by a Dutch team.
It feels very Dutch, actually. So, is Ireland going to qualify? We'll start with Elliot.
I really want to say yes, but I think it's just going to miss out. It's going to be like between 10th and 12th. I feel like this is right on the edge.
Okay, I'm going to go the other opposite way now. I'm going to talk to Toby. Toby, is Ireland going to qualify for you this year?
I think the problem with this song is that in the beginning of the song, it actually is a nice kind of jazz style. And then it goes all over to the drums, and that completely ruins the song. So I think it has no chance of actually even qualifying, to be honest. Because people remember the end of the song, they don't remember the beginning.
And Oban.
You know what? Personally, I really like the song. I think this is a song that I would like to listen, as you said, outside of the Eurovision session. But I do echo everyone else. It's not a very competitive song. And I think so as Rhino Shocknessy last year, until we saw the staging. So maybe with a good staging, they might qualify.
Mitchell, qualify for you?
To Sarah's credit, she's really good, has a great voice, looks like a superstar already. I wish she had a completely different song. I think this song will be the coffee break song, like you get up and put the kettle on. And so I don't even think it'll qualify.
Oh, it's not looking good for Sarah. Martin?
No, I mean, I've had another look at the semi-final, and potentially I'd probably even say now no. But, you know, if her voice is brilliant and they've got really good concept on stage and there's some problems with others, maybe, but I think it's probably more likely that they won't qualify, unfortunately.
Phil and Michelle?
It's a no from me.
Ooh, okay, so we're pretty unanimous at the minute. Good stuff. Are you going to change that? Are you going for a qualify?
No, it's a simple no for me too.
Okay, so there you have it. Ireland, sadly, the ESC Fan TV panel do not think will qualify in 2019, which will be a shame, but not every song can qualify, even when you send a good song. Thankfully, the Big Five don't have to, otherwise the UK probably would never have seen a final this last 20 years.
I will say Sarah has got her first live performance of 22 tomorrow on Irish TV. She's performing on Dancing with the Stars Island because they're having a Eurovision-themed week for the dances, and she's singing her song. So we can see tomorrow how it's going to come across.
So yeah, you can YouTube that, no doubt.
Yeah.
Listen, thank you for joining us tonight. It's been a really fun show. Got through loads of content. Sweden, we think, are going to challenge to win Eurovision. We think Netherlands are going to challenge to win Eurovision, and Oban thinks Cyprus are going to win Eurovision again. So yeah, it's been a fun show. I'd like to thank my guest. I'd like to thank Toby for joining us. It's really great to see you, Toby. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back on. Do you want to plug your website, your music?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to release an album at the end of the month on the 28th of March. And my artist name is Toby Regal, and I'm actually really proud of what I've done. It's going to be an album of 6 songs.
Good. And where can we find that, Toby?
You can find it anywhere, basically. You can find it on Spotify or on Amazon Music, basically anywhere.
Good stuff. Hope to have you back on again during the Eurovision season, and thank you for coming on. Thanks to Oban.
Good night.
Good night, my friend. Thanks to Mitchell. Thanks for joining us all the way from Australia, as always.
Bonsoir, Europe.
Thanks to Phil and Michelle.
Hi. If you search hard enough on the internet, you can find a video of me.
You can, yeah. It's www.pornhub.com. Martin, thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Gustav.
Thank you for having me. Hero.
Pleasure, and good luck with Sweden. We keep our fingers crossed for you. And finally, thank you, Elliot, for coming on as always.
Thank you as always. It's been a great laugh.
It's always good fun. We love doing this with the ESC Fan TV. Listen, Wednesday we have a show at 2200 hours Central European Time, 2100 GMT. My co-host Tom will be back. He has a surprise up his sleeve, which I am not allowed to tell you about. Shh, mum's the word. Make sure you tune in at 10 o'clock Central European Time on Wednesday. It will be fire. All that's left to say is make sure you like this show. You click subscribe and also subscribe to our podcasts. You can rate us. You can leave all nasty comments about Tom. Make sure you leave nasty comments about Tom, not us. Write nice comments about us. Maybe not Martin. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us this evening. We will see you Wednesday. Do not miss our next show. Thank you again. Bye for now.
Bye.